when people are fighting. You sitting up there dodging so you don't catch no hands. And you still feel the punch. You still hurting. Fucking bruises come from. We got the black t-shirt with the white logo right there. Also, we have the polos. We got the backpacks for summer. We also have the phone covers, and we have the gift of choice with gift certificates. Mission Impossible on number 6 now. As I said, I figured by this point, Martin, I figured this boy...
Be tired?
I figured he would have killed himself. He's always doing these things, always injuring his ass. Look at this.
Even the camera stopped.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, shit. Look at he's still trying to run. He runs so much, he ain't gonna slow my ass down.
I love that in the film they left that footage in of him limping right after that.
Oh yeah, that shit was real.
Yeah.
You know he told him to cut that shit out. Bullshit. Gonna show that your ass is a human.
You don't have enough faith to get past this injury.
Your bones break just like everybody. Look at fuck. I can still run.
No, I gotta do this stunt.
I can do this. Oh shit! They're like Tom, man,
hey,
Tom.
Come on,
man, just go to the emergency room. Shit, you got money? He's still trying to run to the emergency room. Fuck, Tom! Man, come catch him. Somebody put his ass on roller skates, roll his ass across the street. No, that's the thing with this man. This man puts everything he has into this movie, into these movies here. He loves doing these stunts. He brags about how they almost kill him. You know, he said, "Shit, remember that time I was hanging on the side of a plane?
You know,
almost got blown off."
I love how when he did the first movie, the complaint was, "Man, it's supposed to be about the team. He made it all about him."
Yeah,
but as they've gone on, you go like, you know what? He makes it all about him, but he really does throw every ounce of his being into it.
You know why?
You got to give it.
Oh
to
yeah,
him.
Because the rest of the team says we ain't doing that stupid shit. I get a check whether I injure myself or not.
I'm gonna sit in this chair and type on this computer.
Yeah. Let his dumb ass jump across this building like a fucking idiot. I would use CG.
It's only team with 2 tech guys.
Yeah. Shit, that's what computers are for. Shit, I would have told them to make a computer generated me and do this shit right here. But is it, the thing is it worth it now for him to do these movies? We've had varying degrees of quality with these films. And I will say from number 2, which is the worst, they have gotten better, man. And as you say, they have made it more about the team.
Yeah.
So now we're up to number 6. People are saying, man, look, you are 55 years old now? Yeah. Almost 56. You still trying to do these stunts? You still trying to prove to people that you still got it and you still running your ass off. You need to sit down, man. He's like, no. I'm only getting better with age. And so are these movies.
Like a fine wine.
Like a fine wine about to break that glass. I'm only getting better. If I'm getting better, then these movies must be getting better. Well, I know this has been getting good word of mouth right here. Mission Impossible 6 Fallout. And as we said, we don't care what people say out there. We are the last word on this shit. So, plus we were the last one to see it. The whole world saw this. Got our screening 2 days ago.
Is that everybody? All right, you two. Come on. Sit in the back.
All right.
There's nobody else here. Sit in the back.
Enter Negroes. So, yeah, this is we're the last word because we really are the last word. Let's go ahead and watch this trailer, Martin. And let's see if this is really living up to the hype. Mission Impossible 6 Fallout.
Come on.
Shit. That's the other movie, y'all, by the way. Now, I'll say this, man, with these films, with every one of them, they've had a way of being bigger and louder. Now, I'm not even saying it's a bad thing. Being bigger, louder, more insane blockbusters, and yet somehow still managed to keep the feeling of the TV show. Like the more these movies go on, the more they feel like the TV show. They go with that theme that everybody remembers. and they managed to create that feeling with this, especially with the intro of this movie right here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that watching the trailer. I mean, of course, while seeing the movie as well. But how, as much as the big complaint with the first one was it got too far away from the show, it has really doubled back around to being, this one is the most like the show.
It really is.
With these elements.
With this movie have captured the best things about the films and the feeling of the TV show. And I used to love that intro. Mm-hmm. But I told you, I was a nervous kid watching TV. Like whenever Wilma or Lucy was getting yelled at, I was always nervous and shit. And this used to make me nervous too. You know when they used to do that, the end of the theme song there, and they like, da-da! And plus you saw that fuse going. Yeah, that shit made me nervous, man. I was like, oh God! like it was really exploding. You know? I'd be sitting up there nervous and shit while the fuse is going down. Get out! Trying to cut the green wire. But we said this, we joke about this all the time, and we're gonna say it again. In this movie, you got Tom Cruise, who's he's jumping, leaping, fighting, and yes, he is running, and he's still made out of rubber. And in this movie, ain't nothing different. He continues to run his ass off.
Matter of fact, the movie stops just so he can run a marathon.
Just so he can just run.
Just run.
Yeah, I swear.
It's like he knows, I know y'all laugh at me for running.
Yeah.
You want to see running? Here's some running for you.
Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing different here. If Tom Cruise didn't have no legs, he'd run them stubs. He'd find ghost legs or something. I'm waiting for the movie where you don't even have a plot. Just some loud noise goes off. Tom Cruise just running for 2 hours. Hey, where you going? I don't know. Like, he's proud of doing his own stunts here. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because even then, they tried to make him seem like he was a little more vulnerable, a little more human. There's a point in the movie where he gets tossed. He gets tossed across the street. And, he tries to get up. He tries to get up for a moment and fake a limp.
Right.
He takes about 2 steps like, man, fuck it.
No, you're right about that.
Yeah,
I was like, must be nice. I mean, honestly, watching it, I was like, okay, the answer is he got injected with the super soldier serum.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is like Captain America where he heals fast, not quite Wolverine fast, and he never gets tired.
This shit, I don't give a fuck if this is a movie. That kills somebody. Well, you know what I'm saying? Not old Titanium Tom, though.
You hit him, it's only going to hurt for a few seconds.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is like an atom. He was never created, can never be destroyed. Old Titanium Tom right there. That right there, that's in this movie here. And even though you see something like that, I think one of the biggest strengths of this movie is that they still somehow managed, more than any other movie, they have somehow managed to make him feel human. At least for me. There's in this movie, you have plans that these guys have. You have missions that these guys carry on. Now, in any other James Bond movie or any other Mission Impossible movie, they may have a few obstacles, but the plan will go smooth, and they would look badass and sexy while doing it.
Sure.
This movie is all about things falling apart. It's just a messy movie. It's all about what if they walk in with the perfect plan, and it just takes 1 or 2 elements to just mess that all up. And they had to think on their feet in the most dangerous situations. That's
what so much of this movie is at least the illusion that they're having to think on their feet.
Yeah, because nothing goes as planned. That means things go wrong for these people. This is for them. They almost treat this just like any other job, except for when you mess up on the job sometime. I mess up on the job sometime. But company might lose some money.
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah, exactly. If they mess up, half the world's gonna blow up.
Right.
And that Tom Cruise is shown as a guy who's made a mistake. They almost introduce him as a bumbler at the beginning of this movie.
Right. You had one job. Granted, it was a really hard job that nobody else could have done, probably.
It was,
but you didn't do it.
It was a hard job, but I love the way. I mean, it was a hard job, but even Angela Bassett had to come in. She said, "How the fuck did you lose 3 cases of plutonium?"
Yeah, they threw a lot of shade at him over that, over and over. Everybody takes a dig at him over it.
Oh yeah, everybody. This is the one where you thought he was invulnerable. In this, he even gets his feelings hurt.
Right.
They just sit across. He's standing right there. And Angela Bassett is telling Alec Baldwin, you know your boy's a fucking moron, right? You're like, we can't let him go by himself. I'm sending my guy in.
Hey, you gonna let her talk to me like that? Well, you kind of did.
Shut up.
Plutonium, so.
You're not making us better. Yeah, because and it's because of this that now he has to partner with somebody else, a shadow, to make sure that
a babysitter.
A babysitter. Angela Bassett sends Superman after this.
Yeah, right.
You and that stupid mustache. You know what? Make yourself useful. Make sure this boy don't blow up half the earth.
I want one of my own men on the scene to appraise the situation. You use a scalpel. I prefer a hammer. My man goes where no one goes.
Henry Cavill back there like, you tell him, mama.
Hey, I was gonna say, yeah, Tom Cruise back there, he looks like a little boy.
Yeah, they both.
It's like, son, just stay back here and don't say nothing.
Yeah, they both treat him like little boys. Look at him. He's sitting up there trying to look all hard. You know his feelings hurt. Well, it was hard. You weren't there.
Anybody could have lost it.
What? I said, yeah, I fucked up. I might be indestructible, but my heart is fragile. This is
and Henry Cavill's back there. He's a school bully.
Man,
I'm gonna kick your ass when they leave.
Martin, you said it just. I wrote notes right here where I said he's a fucking bully.
Yeah,
because in the movie, the thing is, Tom Cruise like, look, I messed up. All right, I'm a spy. You know, I'm trying to save the world from being nuked. Of course, this is hard. I can fix this. And I don't need a partner, and he really doesn't. This is where the humor comes in, because him and Henry Cavill they're just like a secret agent odd couple,
right? Where one person is going like, "All right, I'm not happy about you being here, but let's try to get along." Another one's going, Nah, I don't like you. Fuck you. And plus, we doing it my way. Mama said I'm in charge. Right. Come on, man. We're adults. No, you a boy, I'm a man. And, right. And you know, and the thing is, it's Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise's character in the rest of the movies. He's methodical. He really does not like to use physical force unless he absolutely has to, or even shooting people.
Or shooting anybody. He wants to just go through without making any kind of noise. The more invisible they are, the better. This dumb son of a bitch right here, he can't do nothing without hitting it.
Right.
If it don't require him using his fists, then he ain't happy. I can't tell you how many times Tom Cruise just looked at him and said, if you had just not done that. Mm-hmm. If you would just listen.
You remember the part where we weren't going to kill the guy?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Can't get any answers this way, but you know what? You're in charge.
Yeah, this dumb fucking ox right here. If he's not using his fist, if he's not hitting something, then it's not getting done. And as we said, he's just a bully. I mean, in the most dangerous situations.
Out of my way, Hunt. Walker, we got a problem. There's a storm and we need enough talk.
Like, man, we trying to save the world. And you pulling this childish shit right here?
If there was a locker, he would have stuffed him in it.
Yeah. That's the equivalent of a wedgie right there. It's like that was unnecessary.
Childish.
It was childish, man. And because of, I mean, you would think that this is like, this is probably some like buddy comedy cop thing going on. It actually isn't.
I mean, you think that for about 2 minutes.
This is funny without having to force the humor. Everything that's happening here that is funny is all because these people are reacting to the crazy things that are happening, are reacting to childish shit like that. With the humor being balanced and with the characters having natural reactions, and also Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, not being perfect, it adds a human element to this movie that it also adds an emotional layer to the movie that I think gets people more invested than what we've seen in some of these other films. I think that with Tom Cruise being more of a human being in the movie, that resonates with the team.
He's not necessarily suave or anything, but you want to. But he's competent, so you're getting to watch somebody who's a normal person but be really good at their job.
Yeah, being that he's a normal person, the rest of the team feels like family. The rest of the team feel like real friends.
Yeah, they're very loyal to him.
Yeah, they're very loyal.
And he to them.
And he to them also. And you just, and also the rest of the team, they get their time to shine. All of them get their moment, really.
More so than probably any other movie, too.
Exactly. When people say, when that was a criticism that this is a movie that was more about Tom Cruise, not the team, I think he really did listen, because it being more about the team, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, who's the
Rebecca Ferguson.
I mean, all of them come together in a way that it's almost feeling like, since they're bringing them all back together, almost as Fast and Furious, but not quite that stupid.
Right.
I ain't saying that's a bad thing for them, but they're like, no, we ain't doing all that dumb shit, But you feel the bond between them all. When an old friend comes back into the picture, it feels genuine. When they see these people, they feel like they're happy to see them. And
even
Alec
awkward. Baldwin gets a bigger role this time.
Yeah, no, it really cannot be about one star. This movie, it has to be about the team doing all that, working together. And there's so many twists and turns in this movie. There's so many fun surprises that it would never work if that team element wasn't there.
True.
And that's why the action scenes are so good, because of that human element right there. Not that the action scenes don't work on their own. They are, these action scenes in this movie.
They're thrilling. The movie, most of it is a thrill ride.
Oh, they're amazing. The scenes in this
even
movie,
when they go over the top, you're just sort of still with it.
Christian McQuarrie, who's the director here, and I don't know if he has like an action director with him, but whoever is directing these scenes, and him, and also Christopher McQuarrie, that might as well be as much of a star as Tom Cruise is in the movie. These action scenes are amazing because, first of all, they feel like a combination between Indiana Jones and James Bond.
Yeah. I was thinking that.
The cliffhangers, but they also have that thrill element of a Bond series.
Right.
They're slick like a Bond series, but they have the cliffhangers of Indiana Jones movie.
Well, the other thing that makes it feel like Bond is that they keep going to exotic locations.
Yeah, exactly. And Christopher McQuarrie knows how to make you feel a part of that action. He puts you in it. When people are fighting, you sitting up there dodging so you don't catch no hands, and you still feel the punch. You still hurting. Fucking bruises come from.
Out of all the stuff they do, the only thing that I had problems with was them hitting in the throat, and then a second later acting like they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, you're pretty much done for the day at that point.
I just tearing up the bathroom.
What do they make?
That is the cheapest materials.
Exactly. They must have built this bathroom from an IKEA kit.
Who was your contractor?
Well, they cut corners like a motherfucker.
See, y'all get a Mexican next time to make that bathroom.
That's not even porcelain, it's chalk.
Yeah. What y'all make this bathroom out of? Like newspapers dipped in paper and flour? Water and flour? The sound editing, the sound engineering on this is incredible. The swish of the cars going by, the camera barely swerving from a head-on collision with a car makes it feel like you're about to get hit from a car. Your ass is sitting up there like Ray Charles trying to dodge cars and everything.
Yeah, I wonder how you to see this in D-Box.
If they decide, how video game movies are, if they decide to make a Frogger movie, get this dude to do it. All from the frog's point of view. Oh, shit. You feel like you are in the action. If this is shown at IMAX, that's going to be incredible. And the thing is, they always do it with style. There's this one scene in here that is very good. It's almost a reminiscence of a Bond movie because he's there with the femme fatale.
Sure.
The femme fatale. And she's getting in on action, too. She's like, damn, this Tinder date is going well.
You know what's funny about that scene to me?
What's that?
They took out about 3 guys before the crowd started to react.
Well, shit, wouldn't you be something like, is Tom Cruise killing me? I'm surprised nobody had that phone out. Well, stop! It works because of that human element that I've been talking about. You, for once, feel like Tom Cruise, because I mean, look, he's going, like I said, he's titanium. He's going to land on the ground. He's not going to break any bones. We know he's going to be all right. But Tom Cruise in these movies, man, because they set it up with him having emotion, with him seeming like he look at him, he looks scared being in these shots.
Yeah.
Now, if you can just give the appearance of a person being vulnerable, of them feeling like they're in danger, then you feel for them.
Well, I think it's again the case of having an actual person do it rather than CGI. We've seen him, we've gotten to know him, and you look at these stunts like him on that motorcycle. Sure, there's a crew, he's on wires, they're doing whatever, but that's really him riding that thing like that, and it just makes it all feel that much more real.
I've never seen people on the edge of their seats like they have been in this movie for a long time. People just sound like they were drowning, gasping the whole, they sound like snakes. Man, just the expressions that he makes in the movie. Tom Cruise, I don't know if he's acting or if he's really scared, because he's on wires at the time. Because if you look at the movie, there's moments when he got that oh shit face. Like even when he's like in a helicopter, like oh shit. Look at yeah. That's one of
the best parts of him being like that, where he's chasing somebody down a helicopter, and they're like, "So what are you gonna do?" I don't know. I'll figure it out.
He really is like that. Like half the stunts of this movie, they show you his expression. Half of them are looking like, why am I doing this dumb shit?
If I didn't have to be here.
He really does look like a guy. He sells it as some guy who this is his job. He'd rather do it easier. He'd rather not have to go through all this other trouble. When he's hanging on a helicopter, he just said, I don't know how this is going to end. I just had to do something.
Well, plus when he does something like it's pretty outrageous what he does at that point. And it's something where anybody else would be like, fuck it, I'm out of options. But we've seen him do so much in so many movies up to this point that when he goes for it, you're like, yeah, that's what he does.
This is my favorite entry right now, because this is the one where I think that they have made it the most fun of a thrill ride. With all the twists and games that they play, they've made it a lot of fun. And as I said, this is the one I think that, they have a long history, so we know them as characters already, but I think this is one that they developed them the best as characters. It's not all about, Tom Cruise jumped across a building. Isn't that cool? No, it's like, no, this is a team doing things that, we were doing this. We would want a team with us like this, not only helping us out, but just forming that friendship and that bond.
Sure.
I tell you, man, I mean, this is what I'm looking for in an action movie. Like I said, on a scale of action, like crazy action, you have Fast and Furious, which is stupid. Yeah. And you just have this, which is insane, but they managed to make it feel, because in Fast and Furious movies, you don't care what those people do. They ain't nothing gonna happen. And this shit is so stupid. This is a cartoon.
Right.
They've managed to take outlandish action and create a world around it with characters you actually care about, to where you are rooting for them, you are feeling scared for them, and you're just having the time of your life. This might as well be, like I said, like a thrill, an amusement park thrill ride, but one that actually has a really cool story. This is for me. This is a full price, man. I mean, when everybody's giving it the hype and talking about how great this was, they messing with me, man. Talking about, this is the Dark Knight of Mission Impossible movies. That shit don't even make sense. But
it really doesn't.
I don't know. I heard that. I don't know what the fuck that means. I thought Batman was gonna come in and join the gang, but it does live up to the hype. This is definitely in my top 3 of the movies this summer, man. I love this film.
Yeah, it's good.
A big full price.
It's good to have something like this close out the summer, because it seemed like the summer started strong and then it started to kind of dwindle, and we were getting just like, oh man, so many things that just didn't live up to their promise. And this does. And thinking about the stuff you said, this really does combine the best elements of the Fast and the Furious and the James Bond movies. I thoroughly enjoyed that. There's things about this movie that I enjoyed more just thinking back to it than I did when I saw it. And I love Ghost Protocol so much. That was my favorite. And the last one, what was it, Rogue Nation, that Christopher McQuarrie did, I thought was kind of a step down. It had a couple of good spots in it, but for the most part it was kind of dull. But he really made up for it with this one. And him and Tom Cruise, they are boys. They love to work together. And every so often they really put something together that's fantastic. And this is one of those perfect summer movies. I give it a full price also.
Yeah, I know Tom Cruise, you're gonna be 80 years old running and jumping across roofs and shit. But if you're gonna make 10 more of these, let this be a lesson right here. Yeah, follow this one. This one's almost perfect. I'm trying to think, why didn't I give this better than Sex?
It's a little long.
It really is. It could be trimmed a little bit. Yeah, this is 2.5 hours, and
right.
It
felt like, well, okay, I don't know if it needed to be quite this long.
No, and I tell you what it is. It did not need to be that long, but Tom Cruise said, wait a minute, I want to jump out of a helicopter.
It's almost like he has a list of stuff he wants to do.
Tom, come on, man, let's go home. No, man, I got to do this. That's what
and it's 15 minutes of him running across the city, and I am not lying about that, without a break.
No.
Full speed.
He did them 2 limps, and he just took off.
And it's just him running.
You can even see somebody, catch him. I'm ready to go home.
Next time, though.
I'm just waiting for one of these movies where it ends with somebody just putting that leg out and tripping.
Yeah, he'd get up and limp for a little bit.
He ain't gonna stop him. I know that we got a couple of people who have seen this. I told you, Martin, got to bring in the youth of today, the children.
Course. They might feel different.
They never
saw the original show.
Martin, they love that bullshit like Skyscraper and everything. This is nice, mature entertainment right here. I don't know how they're gonna feel about it. You heard our review.
Yes, sir.
What do you think, man?
It was totally worth it to keep the mustache. That's what I think.
Yeah.
No, okay,
I agree with you.
I thought actually, really, that was stupid. I mean, Henry Cavill is probably the best part of this movie for me, because it's finally seeing him do something heroic and cool and actually fighting and looking like a badass, where in Superman he's just complaining and whining and barely in some parts of Justice League. Like, he was more Superman in this, throwing people through walls than he was doing any of that shit.
That is
because the fight scene is fucking awesome. Like, slap the fuck up. It's awesome. But here's the thing. This is the first Mission Impossible movie I've ever seen.
Oh.
So I haven't seen the first one yet. I'm watching that tonight. But so I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, I don't know other than the running is the only thing I know, which is hilarious. Was when he did run for 30 minutes ago. I thought that was a trope, but apparently he does that. That's like his MO.
We ain't lying.
Yeah, but it was very team based, which I wasn't expecting, because like you said, I had expected to be the Tom Cruise show, and then was it Simon Pegg was recently added in the 4th one?
He was in the third movie.
Third, fourth, and so people were liking that character. Jake told me Ving Rhames has been in all of these, and he's still in this one. And I actually missed the first 5 minutes of the movie, the opening act before the title, and I still understood everything that was going on. It was still exciting. It still grasped my attention. And the funniest part was that halfway through the movie, some foreign dude, and the reason why I say foreign dude, just showed up next to me, because at the moment he was like, we got to go to this other country. And they show what country, he goes, well, that's where I'm from. And from there on, he started narrating all the fight scenes. So the helicopter crashes, whatever have you, and they're like, he goes, oh, it's go time. And then it keeps escalating. And then he's like, oh, that's too much. And I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah, he kept talking throughout the whole finale of this movie. And part of me was really annoyed by it, but the other part of me was like, this is kind of better.
Yeah, he's enjoying himself.
Yeah,
you sure that wasn't Sacha Baron Cohen?
It wasn't. He just asked me to show my ass cheeks. But
fuck Skyscraper. Fuck Equalizer. This is the shit you see in the movie theater.
Oh, no, you already said you love Skyscraper. You gonna keep that shit?
No, I'm not.
We ain't gonna put that shit down. Pick it up. Yeah. Carry it with you.
No, this is seriously the best action movie of the summer. This is my second favorite film of the year so far.
What's your first?
Infinity War.
Okay.
I love all the performances of the action. You are right. It's incredible. It's choreographed well. That bathroom scene is probably one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen. You are right. This is the first time we actually see Ethan Hunt as a human being. We know he can be broken. We know that he has connections to people. All the performances are great from the original Mission Impossible cast. Tom Cruise, Rebecca Ferguson, Alec Baldwin, Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, and Michelle Monaghan, who's barely in the movie, but she's decent. I want to tell you, I have 2 complaints with the film.
Okay.
One of them is Solomon Lane. I hate that fucking villain. I don't think he's threatening at all. The great suffering of this and that and all of that.
You know what? I have to agree with you there.
mustache twirling.
agree with that.
Yeah, he's just not threatening. And Angela Bassett, I thought she was kind of wasted in the film, to be honest with you. I think they could have done a lot more because she's fucking Angela Bassett.
Well, I don't know. I thought she did. I mean, it wasn't a big role to begin with, but I thought she brought a lot to it.
I gotta disagree with you. I think she was adequate for what she was there for. Look, there's a lot of people on that team.
Sure, sure.
What you want to do? Be running along with Tom Cruise? Stop, boy.
Well, Angela, it says in the script that you have to. I ain't doing that, baby.
Which Baldwin is it?
Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. He was great in it too.
Oh yeah, he was awesome. No, you're good. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Oh no, Henry Cavill, he's great in the movie. In fact, this is actually the first time I've seen him be like, okay, no, this guy can seriously kick ass. Like Man from U.N.C.L.E., I was kind of like, okay, you're kind of lame in this, to be honest. You got that weird voice and everything. I really loved this film. I was just entertained, and I had two giant men sitting next to me, so this is me throughout the movie. But I still loved it. I just didn't care. Vanessa Kirby, she's great in the movie for that small role, the blonde-haired chick.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. You're talking about, what's her name again?
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa, yeah, that's the chick with the switchblade right there.
Her character's name is the White Sparrow.
The White Sparrow, yeah. She's very good in the movie, yeah, after for the little time she's in it.
And then there's just scenes in this movie where I'm like, oh shit, like when they used the broken ankle take, and I'm like, oh my god,
I know, I couldn't believe they did that.
I will say one more just small complaint. You're right, he is rubber at this point. Like there will be points where he tries to act like he's hurt, and then he'll just keep on running, and I'm like, come on,
and
dude.
that's what I said. Yeah, everybody in this movie, everybody's a protagonist. Somebody gets hit by a car, and they pop up, they limp a little bit, and they're fine the rest of the time.
True.
Hit by a car full speed, so I don't know how this works.
So what would you rate it then?
This is a full price, easy. Where I was excited about Skyscraper for being dumb excitement, I like this for being smart excitement, and even better for that.
Very good, man. What'd you give it?
I'm giving this a better than sex.
Okay. Wow. No, I don't blame you. Hey, lives up.
Have you ever had sex?
Yeah, drove for a house. Maybe he ran like Tom Cruise.